Good morning. I was watching Corbyn and Boris Johnson debating. It was great. I thought it was. Especially Corbyn. Now, first I thought he was just nervous. I didn't watch the whole thing. But I thought he was nervous. Then I saw something. He has this winning attitude. Yeah? He wants to look like a winning politician. And I'm sure this has worked very well for him in the past. But now it sort of didn't. I think it's because he knows he's a loser, you see. Yeah. He sort of tried to get back to this winning attitude. Yeah, it was fun. All right, here's another loser, because Corbyn is a loser. Yeah, here's another one. The Swedish Socialist PM, Stefan Löfven. He was interviewed in this public service TV show. And he did such a poor job. And now people are talking about this a lot here in Sweden. Even people from his own party are complaining. They use words like fiasco and disaster, you see. And he did say some very strange things. Yeah. I'll give you one example. He talks about segregation. Yeah, the debate, the interview was about the crime situation and integration, segregation and stuff. And he said the segregation is because there is too low employment and too high unemployment in these areas. He's talking about the problem areas that we have in Sweden. And then he said this. Now listen to this. This is fantastic. He said, but that would have been the same regardless of who had lived there. If you put people born in Sweden under the same conditions, you get the same result. So, let me get this straight. So, there's been high unemployment in the past in Sweden, of course. Yeah, in the 70s, in the 60s, in the 30s, you see. So, did these kids in these conditions, did they torch cars? Did they blow things up? No, they didn't. And if there was no immigration to Sweden, would there still be explosions? Yeah, please answer these questions, Socialist PM. Yeah. And also people from the left, from his own party, they are quite embarrassed about this interview that he did. So now it's getting really interesting. Yeah. And there was a good thing here from the moderate party. And now this is supposed to be sort of a liberal conservative party, and they have a new chairman. He's been around for some time, but he's much better than the last one. His name is Kristersson, and he was asked about this interview that was done with the Socialist PM, and he acknowledged without a doubt that we, meaning the moderate party, have a partial responsibility in people being silenced. He said, even we should have acted earlier, clearer and more powerful. He's talking about immigration now, you see. And to the extent that my party has helped to slander and silence the voices that wanted and dared to raise the problems. So he's apologizing. They deserve my and my party's unreserved apology, he said. You see, this is high entertainment. And he was asked about the Socialist PM, and he said, Löfven didn't want to acknowledge that there is a link between immigration to Sweden and the crime situation. And this moderate chairman believes that the connection is obvious. For what Stefan Löfven cannot see at all, almost everyone else can. It is quite obvious that gang crime, shootings and executions are strongly linked to excessive immigration and to poor integration. How can one even pretend otherwise? See? Yeah, I'm quite pleased with this. Right, now that's all. Bye.